And with that, I think we're ready for new Super Lucky's Tale with MooshPaw. Chat, are you ready as well? Can I see some hype and some good luck in chat, please?
Okay, so this is Cute Fox Game. Welcome everyone to new Super Lucky Tale. I'm MooshPaw, and today I'll be bringing you the speedrun of this game. We're running any %, beating the game as fast as possible from a new file. So we're gonna start time as soon as a black screen pops up. So that will be in 3, 2, 1, start. And you know, as a good speedrun, we start with a 3-minute unskippable cutscene, and that would give us plenty of time to drink water, do anything, or in this case, explain the run a little bit. So there are 5 worlds. We need to get X amount of pages to unlock a boss door that allows us to progress to the next world. I should also talk that this is a 3D platformer. It is quite easy, I would say, so if you're looking for something really hard, this is not the game for you. However, it's really fun, really charming. And our main way of movement would be, well, we have like a jump and a double jump. We have a tail swipe for attack, and if we use it on the air, we actually maintain that height a little bit. We have a dive that can be used in the air, and the same button on the ground, or if we dive and we touch the ground, we would either burrow if it's a soft ground, and slide if it's a hard ground. And most importantly, the glitch movement in this game is called Bonk Hopping. Bonk Hopping is really interesting because if we dive to a wall, we bonk off it, and this is usually pretty bad for most platformers because you slow down. However, we use this bonk a lot on NSLT because it resets our double jump. So we bonk and we double jump on a wall, and we can do that over and over again. And we can pretty much climb any wall in the game. As long as there is not a ceiling, we can climb it. And that includes invisible walls. It's more like vertical collision. Anything that has collision works for us. There are also plenty of level differences because we're gonna start at a 3D level, but any % actually only does that 3D level, and maybe we do one at the end if I don't get a very hard skip, but that's coming out later on. This is the end of the cutscene, and we're about to start the game. So on this first level coming up, it's called Heavy Heads. We're supposed to bring 3 heads to a bell, because around that bell there are like the bodies of those heads. They are golem heads, and so once we put those heads near the bell, they just smack their head on that bell and try to wake up a golem. So here's Lucky. Here's our main character, and this is the tutorial area just behind that locked door. Once again, we're supposed to be doing all this. We're supposed to be playing the game normally, but we don't have time for tutorials. So we're supposed to talk to that golem and get a switch, but we have Bonk Hop. This is what Bonk Hop looks like. So yeah, we don't actually do any tutorial stuff. We go below, we stay down so the bell actually gets to load, otherwise we would need to go back. Here's Mittens, who would be the first boss. He tells us how great rivals will be, and then he's actually the only cat that doesn't show up again. And yeah, the main villains are cats. So this is the golem head. We pick it up, and to the bell. It's gonna hammer down the bell. No. And here is one of 3 steps to wake up the golem. We're gonna go here, pick up this diamond, and pick the L. Okay, so that L, what does the L do? There are 4 pages per level, in case it's a main level. We have a page for getting 300 coins, a page for getting the letters that spell lucky, for example there's the C. And there's a secret page hidden in the level, and a main page for completing the level. Pick up this diamond, and I should talk about the currency per se. So each small coin gives 1 coin, a big coin would give 10, a small diamond, which is a pink diamond, would give 25, and the blue diamonds would give 50. So here we bring our second head. There it is. I'm gonna try to wake up the golem once again. Look at that. But we're still missing one. This one. So we hit the switch, and there's the U, but we're not gonna pick it up yet. So what we're gonna do is come here and get this orb, this fire orb looking thing. We're gonna bring it to that statue over there, and that is gonna let us go to a secret zone, but it is to travel there, so while it travels we have time to pick up the U. And here goes the secret area. So we're gonna pick up the coins from these boxes. I missed one that is gonna hide later on. And there's Mittens, but we don't actually fight him, it's just flowers. And as you can see, there's a spot where you can hit both of those last flowers at the same time. I'm gonna try to pick as many coins as possible because we are locking on coins. Okay. So we go back to the main area, and if we hadn't loaded the bell like how I did before, we would have to get the head on it, the place it is, and then go back so it loads. Because once you get to this secret, once you go back from the secret area, it deloads everything. And going back loses a bit of time. It's something that many new runners wouldn't, would be like confused a bit, because you see a run and then the bell loads and then you do it yourself and you don't realize you didn't hit the trigger zone, and you're like, well, where's the bell and what do I do? It's just going back slightly. So the golem wakes up, we get a bridge, and we get our page. That is a page. And here comes a very interesting trick. So we get to the page, and we're actually gonna close the game after we get loading screen. So we get the level results, we mash, and we close the game, and we're gonna reopen it. What this does is that we skip a door cutscene, because every time we finish a level, it will tell us like, this first one requires 8 pages, so we picked up 40. It would do a countdown from 8 to 4. But we skip it, so now it still says 8, and each door cutscene is like 15 seconds, so we don't want to see that. Now this is our second type of level. This is not a 3D level, this is an autorunner. Autorunners are that Lucky just goes forward, no one's stopping him. They're the fastest levels, but if you miss something you need to restart the level. So even then there are still optimizations like diving, having homing properties towards bounce pad and enemies, so we can use our dive to actually get to these places faster, like killing these birds slightly faster and going to the ground. Here's our secret page. And next up, the K. I took damage. Not a big deal. Pick the Y, pick up this diamond. That was a bit bad. I was supposed to slide, but I ended up falling. It's okay though. No big time loss. And then we dive to this bounce pad, and that will be the end of the level. Here we get the 300 coins. And we're gonna close the game once again. And here's where the closing level stuff gives a lot of reward. So now we can open up the door. And what happens when you open up a door and you haven't seen the cutscene is that in the next world you're only gonna see the cutscene once. And that is really good, because the next world we would have to see the cutscene 4 times, and only seeing it once saves already 45 seconds, which is good. You may say, why not alt on the other worlds? And that's because it doesn't save as much time. The door is really far from the spawn, because the spawn is set in each world. And if you were to use get out of that, like alt out, you would waste time trying to go back to where you were. Now I'm not sure if you noticed, but Lucky entered the door in the middle of the cutscene. This is good for 3 out of the 5 bosses, because you get to the door from the side, and if you're standing on the loading zone, you get to enter slightly earlier, like in the middle of the cutscene, rather than having to wait for the cutscene. Well, here we swipe some heads, and we're actually gonna try to not get any coins. This is a boss, there are no pages, we just need to beat the boss. The reason for this is because the coins get stored. The coins are collected when we finish a level and we see the cutscene of finishing a level, but we have skipped those as well. So if we get coins, the more coins we get, the longer the collection is, and we will be stuck for way longer. Now I picked up this coin because there's one head that spawns right here. Gonna hit middens. If I don't take damage. That was a bad head throw. There is a trick, I'm not sure how it exactly works, but you're supposed to hit the head while facing middens or facing the opposite side of the head, and it goes faster. I was trying to do that, ended up taking damage. It's okay. As you can see, you can stand in this spot and you don't get hit. So here's one head, here's the second head. See, that second head was really fast. Now we're gonna bonk hop up here, and we're gonna break the falling animation. It takes a bit, like a second. He's supposed to fall, but because you're hitting him, the game doesn't know what to do, and he just falls in like 1 frame. So we get our big page. It's a normal page though, it shows the book of ages. And we now go to the Run Killer world. It's called Beggy Village. It's Run Killer because none of the levels we play are like easy to speedrun. Like any fail could cost you 40 seconds easily. This is Tess. Shoutouts to Steve, who is our moderator on NSLT. He has Tess as my girl in his splits. And well, to be fair, Tess fight is one of the best fights in the game. I shouldn't have jumped there. So here we got to sub-levels. There are 2 kinds of sub-levels. This one is, we like to call it New Super Lucky's Ball, because you're a ball, like Monkey Ball, but it's Lucky Ball. And you're supposed to collect all coins, and this is why, see, I missed one right there, and this is why it's not really, no one really likes these levels, because you miss one coin, you lose like 3 seconds, and it is quite easy to miss on coins. So we pick them all up, and we go back to the main area. Sub-levels are pretty short, they only have 1 page. But in this world where we would need 10 pages doing 2 sub-worlds and 200% like normal levels, it's actually quicker. Here we're gonna alt out, and it's because when I mentioned before that you would only see the cutscene once if you break the door. Well, actually, if you watch the cutscene after a sub-level, you would watch it twice at the same time. And so here's Piggy Peril. I like to call it Piggy Perish because it's hard. You need to make a lot of cycles, right? And here's our third and last type of level, normal level, which is a 2D left to right level. Pick up that L with big hitbox or the tail swipe. This level is very optimized, but it's hard. Pick up the diamond. I wouldn't have liked to take damage there because this next part needs a lot of attention. I'm gonna pick this life because lives replenish your entire health. Okay, so now we're gonna go to this foxhole. We go to background level. We pick up these time coins. They're actually not really hard. Oh, I don't like having this much damage. Okay, this low on health. Pick up that C, and we go back to the main level. And here we need to make this K cycle, which I barely got it. Otherwise, you would lose like 30 seconds. And this is why you're supposed to be going on many backgrounds, but you can just hum. Like the humming dive, you can just go for the Y just like that. It's really cool. We're gonna pick up this diamond, and we finished this 2D level as well. And now we're not gonna alt that. We're actually gonna see the cutscene because if we alt that, we would actually lose time. We end up losing more time than saving time. Right, one of these loading screens, the loading screen tells you a message. There's one message that actually tells you how to bonk hop. It's really funny. Here's the countdown. As you can see, it goes to 5 because it got stored the 4 from this level and the 1 from this sub level. So now we go to, we like to call it RIP, Rest in Peace rollers, because it kills a lot of runs. We go to left first. There's Nell. Pick it up. And that's the only time we fall. If we fall in any other section, we lose like 30 seconds easily. We get to these bounce pads and we keep going. Here's the U. And we're gonna pick up this diamond with the bonk hop and keep moving on. We bonk on that wood table, and that makes us break the space for the C. Pick up these coins, we pick up the K, and we can move. There's another timer here. This is for the secret page. And we get the secret page and we fall down. So it's actually that is the real time, like the real last time we're gonna fall down on purpose. And here's the hardest part of the level. I don't know why Lucky stopped rolling there. Doesn't matter. So we damage boost here. Pick up that Y, and here's coin jump coming up. So there are a bunch of entities that if you tail swipe them, you actually reset your double jump as well. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna go to this bounce pad and we're gonna get a lot of coins. Instead of waiting for the ball to go, we just bounce on those coins with the tail swipe, reset the double jump, and we reach the end of the level slightly quicker. We bonk hop up here, and that is our page. So it's looking pretty smoothly right now. We mash A, and we go back to the hub world. As you can see right now, we would need to see the cutscene if we hadn't break the door, but there's no cutscene, so we move on immediately, which is really good. We need the last lucky ball of the run. Goodbye, lucky ball. This one's slightly harder because there are bounce pads, and there's a way to get more boost from the bounce pads, but it's really hard and inconsistent. So we're gonna try to go for those, but if we don't get it, then GG's. Maybe on this one I'll get it. I'll try. No, I didn't get it. I would get to the end while picking up all the coins, or hopefully picking up all the coins. And we get our last page for Tess. This is easily my favorite boss fight because it's quick and your movement matters a lot. So here we end up. We're gonna go to here, slide on this table, and bonk hop. And we get to the boss door. Now I didn't go from the side this time because the cutscene trigger is actually pretty large. So if you could make it, you have to do so many workarounds that just seeing the cutscene going normally is faster. So this is Tess. This is Tess, I said. And she has this big ant robot. Looks like an ant. And the way to beat her, well, dodging her attacks really easily. You don't even need to dodge them. You just stand here, and that's it. You won. But you hit it by hitting these switches, and it's what matters a lot because, as you can see, I fell down to quickly go back to the middle and keep moving. And it's where movement matters a lot. Her breeze, we're gonna dive to them. I don't think I did this. Yeah, I lost one heart accidentally, but there's I like to do that. It has no time save, but there's a timing where you can fall down and you lose health as you gain health. You don't actually lose anything. I'm gonna try to do this now. It's B, 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 and B, 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 B. As you can see, I still have 3 hearts, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna stand here once again, and as you can see, she can't really hit us. There are gonna be 2 switches over here, 1 plus 1 here, and we do that at the very edge of the water. Make sure we don't fall down, but we're close to it at least. And we're gonna wait for those switches to go down to actually fall down ourselves, and that makes it so we don't so like Tess on the background would get ejected from the mech, from the robot. We don't need to see that if we fall down. So Restful Retreat is pretty interesting. It has gotten a lot of reroutes. This is Restful Retreat, looks like a desert. So this is Buttons, and here comes Fluffy. There we go, big cat. And actually here comes a puzzle, which is our second type of sub levels, and I think I forgot the answer to that, so I'm not sure how this is gonna go. Yeah, I forgot the answer to the puzzle, so good luck me, right? Okay, so we enter the foxhole, and well, I guess we will just skip it, right? With Bonk Hop. Yeah, that sounds good. Alright, that's a puzzle, huh? You all like that? So yeah, we're gonna alt out real quick. That's how you do puzzles in this game. You can just skip them. You don't care about them. So yeah, it's a joke we make all the time when there's a marathon. Getting old though. I'm gonna use ladder now. Ladder is a special type of 2D level because it's not left to right, instead you go up. And it's really hard because you need to make a lot of cycles. Okay, I clicked through that platform, which is good because we want to get all the cycles right, like getting that down below so we can go between the spikes. And I didn't make this cycle. I should make this cycle when it was high up so I could just go to that platform directly. I pick up those diamonds, jump here, and we got Bonk Hop to the left. Pick up those boxes and enter the background. Here's our secret page. Let's see if I can pick up all these coins. Alright. And we go back. Good. Now hit the switch to activate the star bounce pad. This is bad. I didn't make this cycle. Should have gone to left. Okay, we're gonna pick up this C and now try to bounce on this star. Oh, we make it to this zone. Now this is really a really good zone for farming coins because you need this for the K. Go pick it up and go up. Lucky, I didn't go up. A bit of time lost. Pick up all these coins. By picking them all up, we get this diamond. Hit the switch, and we're gonna end up with these 2 big coins for 20 coins. We're gonna bonk hop slightly to go to this platform and pick up the Y. Take in mind that, okay, I didn't pick up that Y. After this Y, there's no coins, so if you don't have 300, might as well go back. And we can keep jumping on that sticky wooden stick. Spiky. And you might have seen me double jump even though my iframes were off. It's because on the new versions you can actually quickly double jump on floor that would make you take damage, and you don't take damage. My reason, by new versions I mean everything except on Switch. This game came out on Switch on 2019 and then got to the other to PC, PS4 and Xbox One on 2020. And they get to reach a higher frame rate, and that's why you can do things like that, like double jumping, even though it's a spiky floor. So this was one puzzle. This is not the last one. I wish it would be, because puzzles are not really interesting. And here we get to a runner, which will hopefully be the last runner. And I say hopefully because at the end, the final world, if we get a skip, we would get to do a runner. If we don't get the skip, then we would need to do a 2D level and a 3D level, which would be actually be my favorite 3D level in terms of concept. But it's not. It's hard to say it's the best level, but I'm gonna get to that if we can later on. So once again, runner, Lucky just goes to the right. I'm not even touching the stick on the controller. We try to maximize our movement by sliding on these conveyor belts that go to the right and downwards. Gonna pick up this K and we're gonna damage boost here to pick up this big coin, otherwise we would be missing 10 coins. Pick up the Y. And here's the end of the level. Make sure to pick both the diamond and the big coin. We get a text box, quickly master it, and page. So now comes a pretty interesting boss fight, but while we get there, I think we could read some donations if there are any.
I am always happy to talk, especially when it's for a good cause. So I do want to remind everyone that after this run, we have Link's Awakening coming up, for which we have an incentive to open the egg. Now, I'm personally not familiar enough with the game to know what that is, but the fact that this is the incentive makes me curious, and I want to see what's in that egg. And if you want to see that as well, we are $26 away from our goal of $100. So if you have a chance to, please consider donating. If not the entire amount, at least $1. Anything helps.
Oh, you heard her. What's gonna be on the egg? Who knows?
We'll find out if chat does.
Yeah. Okay, so Buttons and Fluffy used to be the most boring boss fight on the entire game. This is because you could just bonk hop to the right, there's an invisible wall, and stay there. AFK for 1 minute, do it 3 times. But we now found a skip. This is this is the wall I'm talking about. You would just die here, but instead we're gonna go to the cannons. These walls actually, this floor actually has collision. So a glitch hunter named Entry Toxic found out that you can get here. Then I, using this, accidentally found out that you can skip one of the phases he does. And Quantum Chris, who I don't know where he is, but he was actually I would call him rival because we were the only ones competing hard for world record. He found the consistency. So after those cannons go down, we're gonna hit those cannonballs. We're gonna hit the second cannonball, and it spawns cats. These cats will give us the recovery health thingy, the bomb, and we need to send that third cat the bomb back, but because the previous cats I didn't do it, but we could use tail swipe them. But it's important that last cat gets that bomb, you send the bomb back instead of immediately killing him like these ones. And these ones are actually after the phase we skip, so if you get these cats, you know you successfully skip the phase. So Fluffy's gonna try to stomp us once again, but we're fine. And yeah, that's how you skip a phase. It saves 1 minute, so it went from being boring to be a very important boss fight, a killer run most of the times. I should mention that phase we skip, you can skip the third phase if you fail to skip the second phase, but it's harder and I would say inconsistent. But that second phase uses the cannonballs to spell lucky smells. That was actually on the original version called Super Lucky Sale for Xbox and PC, and you had a chance to get lucky smells, but the developers probably wanted to make it something that happened all the time, so they made it on the second phase, and we skipped the second phase, so we don't smell. And here comes the most boring part of the run. It wasn't the most boring part of the run, but you can blame me for that one. I was at a pretty bad pace by now. I was I think I was de-rusting. I had a plus 2 minutes on the splits, and I was well, I'm gonna meme around on this world. This is Miamolade. Her song is bangers in the boss fight, but she soft-locked me once for no reason, so I hate her a bit, but that's okay. that is a big bike that came around my house. Okay. So not minding that. This is the most boring part because we used to do this puzzle, a puzzle over there, and a level called 3 Cannon Salute. But we have split the leaderboards into PC, which is the current version I'm running, new gen, which would be Xbox Series and PS5, because they have similar loads, but PC still has like the unlocked frame rate advantage. We're gonna close the game one last time right there. And we have the legacy consoles, which would be Switch, PS4, and Xbox One. So in legacy consoles, we would probably still do that round because the loads are very bad, and doing 6 puzzles is way slower because you have to load much more. But that gives us a spoiler for new gen and PC. We're actually doing 6 puzzles. Welcome to Bonk Hop Simulator. So yeah, we're just gonna collect all these pages, and you know, I kinda regret this because it's not really fun to watch her play, and we can't really commentate or anything, but you get to see this. Well, here I'll see the cutscene twice, but either way it's the fastest route. I wouldn't want to see this twice, like as you saw, I saw that twice, but I have no other option. We're gonna bunk up on these palm and go back to more puzzle. Now actually there's one puzzle here that doing it casually without bonk hop was really hard for my first time. I took like 10 minutes solving it. But once I actually understood how you were supposed to make it, then it was quite easy. So we should be missing 3 puzzles, and I'm unsure if more donations have gotten it, but if some donations have gotten in, then please, it's time for donations if there are any.
I'll happy to plug more of our incentives, because if you're not as curious as we are about opening the egg in Link's Awakening, maybe you want to see an extension of our Celeste block instead, because we do have a Celeste block coming up later in the marathon. And if you want to add to that, you can donate towards the bonus run of Celeste Classic 2 100% by our very own Sex Rex. It's a $1,200 goal, but we're already $837 on our way there, so we're getting close, but we're also running out of time, so if that's something you want to see, you can get your money in towards that.
Alright. So, we're gonna, here's upcoming the last puzzle of the day. We're not gonna see them again, which is good. So we go up here, we jump on these boxes, and we dive to the foxhole. And this would give us 6 pages. Now, it might seem little because the first world you needed 8 and the next 2 needed 10, but this one only needs 6, and it's because this world was actually DLC on Super Lucky Style with the post game called Foxington, what we don't do on any percent. However, I should mention, like, the post game and Gilly Island, this level, are not changed at all from SLT to NSLT, but every other level is pretty much entirely different. So, well, if you're looking forward for this game, then I will just say that. Also, I think right now the game's on sale on Steam, and Steam actually gives you SLT and the DLC for free. So if you want to try it out, then now is your chance. I think it's like 30% discount, but I'm not sponsored, so I'm just gonna keep playing. So this is Meowlade. I'm gonna show up once again because right now the floor should make me take damage, but it looks like higher frame rate makes you be able to jump like before you touch the hitbox of the floor, so you end up just not taking damage. Now, fun fact, after we hit her, so on top of this disco ball, it's an instant death zone. If you bonk up here, if you go too high up, you immediately die. Even if you have 3 hearts, you just die. Yeah. Punch. We'll jump these bees. So remember, you can't bonk hop near the ball, near the disco ball, but you can bonk hop here, like down here, on the left side, back left. This is what the boss fight looks like. From on top, it really doesn't have much, huh? Anyway, this phase gets harder because she also puts lasers with while spinning like the floor doing this. I should talk about the soft lock she made me have, and is that I entered the boss fight and the floor was not spinning, so you couldn't progress the fight. Why it happened? No reason. So now we have a recover health enemies, and so I'm gonna hit this head, so hopefully it stays a bit longer to hit her. I didn't actually hit the ball with that. Now you may say, what does that do? I have no idea, but I hope that it like shortens the fight a bit. I mean, we have bangers in background, okay, but still making the fight a bit shorter could be good, because Meowlade is the only boss who doesn't have an optimization. So that is Meowlade, and we go to Hunting Camp, or Last World, and here comes the trick. Okay, it's gonna be hard. We are either gonna skip the entire world and do a runner, which would save 2 minutes, but the trick is too hard, so if I don't make it quick enough, we're just gonna do something like the old route, which would be a 3D level and a 2D level. Now this final world only requires 4 pages, which is little, and it has a cool progression system, because in every level you can like in any world you can go to any level you want, and in Super Lucky Cell, the old version, you were actually forced to do each level in order. Here it's quite different, because the levels are only unlocked, like you could enter them if you get access to them, but as you can see, that level has bars, and so you're supposed to do Carnival first, but we're trying to not do Carnival. We're gonna grab this frog toy, and we're gonna try to do the same thing with coin jump, but to that ice line. So wish me luck. I need to do this 5 times in a row, and I didn't make it. I'm gonna pick up the frog, hope I respawn there, because if I don't respawn with the frog, I need to reload, and I would spawn much further back. I'm gonna try this 3 or 4 times. Okay, let me see if I can line myself better. 2, 3, 4, and that one doesn't work. Let's see. Okay, we still spawn with the frog. That is good. But yeah, this is a pretty tricky trick. I found this like earlier this month, and it's pain. It's honestly pain. I don't think we reached that. Yeah, so we're gonna reload the zone instead. Hunt cam. And we're gonna do that one last time. If I don't get it, then I'm just gonna do Carnival. Which Carnival's pretty fun 3D level anyway. It's better than the runner for sure, but this trick would be very satisfying to get. Okay, wait. I'm not confident in this one. I'm not confident. Yep. Okay, let's do Carnival, because that trick is impossible. Actually, no one has made that on a run yet, so sad. So Carnival would be 3D level, be the second one run, and last one for that matter. It's a Carnival, as it says. And so to open up the level that was locked behind bars, we need to get this page. This page is supposedly a train ticket, and so if we get this train ticket, we would get access to the other level. So here's Clive. Here it goes. He's gonna tell us, hey, you need 3 tickets. And so we're gonna get his tickets. We're not gonna pick up this timer because he'll slow us down. Instead of getting this movement speed from the boost thingies, we would slow down. Jump on this ticket, bonk hop up here, and we're gonna pick 300 coins here. Only the 300 coin page. And we're now gonna hit this switch, and we get our ticket. So that's ticket 1. It's actually been a while since I do this. I've missed Carnival so much. We're gonna go to the second section, which is Jinx. The main bad cat. But we're not gonna fight him. It's gonna be like heavy hits the first level where Mitten spawns flowers, but instead it's a bunch of enemies. Now it's 4Vs. So goodbye bees. And now it's gonna be 2 flowers and 2 ghosts. And we finish this section. We're gonna pick up this diamond and dive to the other side. We have 2 out of 3 tickets. Pick up these diamonds, and we're gonna go from. We're gonna take this speed. And here come bumper cards. Gonna try to land one of them. Okay, I did bad. I didn't jump quick enough, so it tells me that I took damage, even though I didn't. But anyway, we're gonna collect all the coins. And on this last bumper car, we're not gonna dive to it. Instead, we're just gonna land. So Lucky does this animation in the middle of the text box rather than having to wait. And there's our last ticket. We can move on. There's a trick. It's not hard, but I might not do it. It's easy though, so I'm gonna try. It's hitting this lever from the side and pick up the page, which I didn't do. And you get the text box dialogue while this cutscene of picking up the page happens. So that is 300 coins. And we would unlock this train level. This might be the best 2D level. It's very fast. The music is very good in my opinion, and it's overall really fast. See, it opens up, and we now have access to this. Let me. Okay, good. Now, if we go very from the left, we would not get that text box I was trying to avoid, but it's okay. Here's Terror Train, and I did that dive a bit too early. It's just going to ride as fast as possible. I actually found a glitch at the end of the level. It's gonna be pretty cool to show off. I'm gonna bunker up here, go to the right. Worth mentioning, if you take damage, you usually get slowed down. I didn't bunk up, get me up. Okay, we're gonna jump on this B enter from the left side and get that hidden page. So what I was gonna say is that if you take damage, you usually slow down, but I might not be able to do the trick. I only have 1 heart. I'm still gonna try, but it's gonna be very, very risky. Oh no, I didn't do it. Never mind. I'm trying to tell many things at once. Okay, So the first thing is that if you take damage while you're diving, your momentum, like you don't stop, you keep moving. And the second thing is that that trick was to keep moving during the cutscene. It's if you dive or the stop trigger per se. When the stop trigger like happens, you can still move in the cutscene and grab the page a little earlier. So this level, Grave Awakening, should be mandatory because it builds a bridge. We are not supposed to reach that, but thanks to Bonk Hopping we can get up here and then do HH skip, which is hard, but one, I got used to it. Two, frog skip is now the new attention. This is only for any percent. This is the runner we would do if we actually made frog skip. But we're gonna bonk up on this tree if we can. This geometry, the geometry of this tree is super weird. Okay. And then we are reaching the boss door. The run is ending, everybody. It's still quite a long boss fight, but it's okay. So this is Jinx. We should be on the side, exactly the side of the door we entered earlier, in the middle of the cutscene. Good. And here we get a little cutscene, ending cutscene.
Lucky, over here. Lyra! I'm so glad you're here. How'd you get into the book?
She was a fake all along. How dare you, Jinx? So he basically wants the Book of Ages and he pretty much steals it from us. And we are gonna recover it right now, right here, right now. So here comes some text boxes. He's gonna rise up. And he's gonna do some lasers. Wait, no, not yet. He does wave, okay. Then we can buck up. This is only, you can only do this on the first phase. And I do it because it's funny. Because the lasers are supposed to go to me and I wouldn't say the line correctly. There's also the this light source that is a ball that should change depending on where you are, but you can just make him turn the ball all over the way. Okay, and now we're gonna go back to the main stage. That's how bad he looks like. He's not really aiming at me anymore. Okay. So this boss fight could be a bit tricky, a bit hard for the first time. I don't know anyone who has been Jinx first try. But it's okay though. He respawns 3 ghosts. The homing attack on this one is really hard. Most of the times it doesn't work. And here's the Ghost Jinx where we hit him 3 times. He's the same as Ghost, as Ghost where the homing attack doesn't work as it should be, or it doesn't feel like it works as it should be.
I apologize for that, chat. It looks like we're having some connection issues to our runner, but we are working on fixing it, and hopefully we can bring Moosh back in to finish that last boss fight real soon, because I don't know about you, Chad, but I'm at the edge of my seat, and I want to see how this goes, so hopefully we can bring him back. Just bear with us, please. Thank you. But you know, while Tech is working on that, I can remind you all that you're watching Mid-Spring Speedfling 2021 affiliated with VGMCon. And normally we would be at their convention in Minneapolis, but we're excited to join them as part of VGMCon line this year and help them raise funds for Sweet Relief. They have their own stream going on as well, featuring plenty of video game related music and other things at twitch.tv/VGMCon. And in case you're not familiar with Sweet Relief, which we are raising money for, they're a musicians fund that provide financial assistance to all types of career musicians who are struggling to make ends meet while facing illness, disability, or age-related problems. In other words, healing musicians in need. They help musicians with medical and vital living expenses, including insurance premiums, prescriptions, medical treatment and operative procedures, housing costs, food costs, utilities, and other basic necessities. So really, it's a wonderful cause that we are raising money for here. And if you're wondering what you can donate towards as well, we have incentives and bid wars going on. If you take a look at the bid wars real quick, we have Celeste Block coming up in some hours where you can donate towards getting file names to your choice. There's a 12-character limit. Right now, there is one option in play, which is Kawaii Mat, which is $5 behind it. So you can choose to either back that option, or you can get one in of your own. Again, 12-character limit. So if you have any good ideas that fit there, you can get your donations in for that. And we do also have Super Metroid coming up with the ever-so-classic bid war of Save or Kill the Animals, or alternatively, Save the Animals or Save the Frames. Which one do you want to see? You can donate towards that as well. Right now, there's no donations for either of the options, so any of them can win. It's anyone's game, as long as you get your money behind your favorite option. Alright, it looks like we have connection with our runner again, so hopefully we can come back in and see the final boss fight. Can we get some crossed fingers in chat with some good lucks for the internet and the boss fight, please?
So, well, hello, I'm back. My internet died, so I'm gonna restart the boss fight so everyone can see it. I'm not sure at what point the boss fight ended, but we're gonna try to make it quick, without the failing I did, at least. So once again, we're in first phase again. He's throwing lasers and shockwaves. I could have actually gone up, but that should have been showcased. So okay. It's okay. So each. I'm not sure if the second phase of hitting him got showed at all, but what happens is that at the second phase of hitting him, he starts to throw shockwaves when you hit him, because right there we just kind of like dive to him, hit him 3 times, recover health, and that's it. But in the second phase he throws waves every time we hit him. However, because we are constantly diving into him as the fast jinx technique for speedrunning, he only gets to throw 1 wave at us. And as for the last phase, now that last phase is a bit tricky because he spawns, like when you hit him he splits, and you need to hit both of them. When you hit one of them, he splits into 3. You need to get all 3 down, and so you get 3 jinxes that are spawning waves, and that's where it gets tricky for you to be playing the game casually for the first time. Gonna throw these waves at us, gonna go back to neutral position, and he's gonna raise up the platforms, and we're gonna jump on Sowing Ghost. There's 4 ghosts, 5th ghost, and last ghost. Thanks. I'm gonna hit Jinx more. Yeah, well, if we would have reached him, we would actually be like, he would only have thrown 1 wave at us, but we didn't do it. Okay. And now he mixes it up a bit. Instead of rotating the platform, he starts by raising up and throwing, well, try to shoot us with the laser again. Here comes more ghosts while he's rotating the platform and doing the wave shock. This fight is very differently from the Super Lucky Style, the original version of the game. Like, it's completely different. And now he spawns 3. So this one's actually easier because they don't go as far, so homing to them is quicker and easier. 3, 1, 2, 3, and this one 2 and 3, and that would be the boss fight. And so we can prepare time as soon as I get the book. As soon as I get the book back, it will be 3, 2, 1 time.